This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, thank you everybody for attending. Tonight is the regular monthly meeting of the Clinton Inland Wetlands Commission. It is July 11th, 2023. The time is 7:06 p.m. I guess, Sherry, would you mind calling roll for tonight?
Tanya Abatello, Edward Alberino,
Present.
Michael Florio,
Here.
Robert LaFrance called in. He said he would not be here tonight. Bertram Schmitz,
Here.
Ryan Tardisel. Oh, Ryan's not here? No? Okay. Scott Harley,
Here.
Lawrence Edwards.
Here.
Okay.
Right. You speak Larry for Robert. And then I'll appoint Mike acting secretary, but we won't need a secretary for tonight.
No. I say, I know what I got to do.
You don't got to do anything.
Perfect.
Just fake it, Mike. Just fake when you're writing stuff, you know.
All right.
Okay, so item agenda number 2 is the minutes. So we need to approve the minutes from the June 6, 2023 regular meeting. So I'll take a motion on that.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay, do I have
Hold
a second?
on, I lost my motion. I lost my agenda.
Oh.
Here it is. June 6th. Okay, who made the motion?
Eddie?
Yeah, I did.
I'll second it.
As presented?
Yep. Mike second. Any discussion on the minutes from last meeting? Okay, all those voting in favor say aye.
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 Oppose or abstain? I'll abstain, Sherry, since I was not at the meeting
Okay.
last month.
Okay, and you need to add a by motion. When I was doing the minutes, I realized you didn't act on the minutes of the April 20th special meeting. That you acted on the minutes for the site walk, but you did not act on the minutes for the special meeting that followed the site walk.
Okay.
So
the-
do a motion
we
to
take
add
Can't we take
that
that
to
up?
the agenda.
Okay. So I'll need a motion to add to the agenda review and approval of the special meeting minutes from April.
I'll do that, Mr. Chairman.
Eddie moves. Do I have a second?
I'll do second.
I'll second it.
I think
All
Bert snuck in there.
All those voting in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, so this is to add it to our agenda. So now we can actually approve those minutes from the special meeting. So I'll need a motion to approve.
So
I'll
moved,
make the
Mr.
motion
Chairman.
to
So
vote.
moved.
Okay, wait a
I
minute.
got 3.
I think did Mike or Bert start first?
I think I started first, but give it
Okay.
to Mike.
Oh, okay, you started first, Bert. Bert moved to approve.
Special meeting
Second
minutes.
is Mike.
Yep.
I'll second it.
Okay, Mike, you were not at the April 20th meeting.
No.
No, okay, well, you can second the motion. Okay.
All right. Any discussion on the special meeting minutes? This was going all the way back to April, if you can remember. Probably not. Okay, so if there's no changes to it, I'll take a motion to approve the special meeting minutes.
Oh, you just did that. We already have the motion on the table.
No, I
First
thought that was a motion to add it to the agenda.
Oh, yeah, I thought you voted on that. You didn't. Okay, vote on that.
Okay, so we did vote on it. Everyone approved.
You did.
Okay,
Yep.
so this would be a motion to actually approve the minutes.
Right.
Okay. So I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from the April
So
special
moved,
meeting.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Eddie. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Anyone, any discussion on the minutes, changes? Okay. All those voting in favor say aye.
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 All right.
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay.
Mike,
Motion
you
carries.
were not, Mike, you were not present at the
Oh,
meeting.
yeah,
Did you listen to the
that's
minutes?
right. I did not.
Okay, so are you abstaining from this vote then?
Yes,
Thank you.
sorry. You
That's
forgot.
okay.
You don't have to
Okay.
abstain.
On to item agenda number 3. So there's 4 applications that we're going to receive tonight. Just before we get into them, I talked with Kathy, and we just went through the applications and made sure that they were all complete. So all 4 of these are complete and ready for us to accept tonight. Sherry put them kind of in an order of location-wise. So what we'll be doing tonight, and everyone that has an application up, the way the process works is we'll accept your application tonight. We'll set a site walk for the commission just to come out, look at your property. During the site walk, we really won't ask any questions. All that needs to be done in a public forum like this, but what we may ask is just clarifications of, where are you placing whatever it is you're doing, and just have you show us around your site and, what your site improvements are going to be. Shouldn't take very long at all. Typically, we hold them during the summers on Thursday nights. It's when our staff in the town hall works late that night. So we're thinking starting around 6. Every one of them would be about 15 minutes spaced. So 6, 6:15, 6:30, and 6:45. So when we get to your application, if you have any issues on the time, just let us know. But I think what we'd probably do, if most of the commission is okay, is if we do next Thursday, the 20th, as the date of the site walks, with the rain date of the following Thursday, the 27th.
27th, yeah. That'd be
Or
fine.
Yeah, I think
does,
that's good. Mhm.
does that kind of work for most of the commission for when we get to it?
Yes,
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Thursday at what time?
So we'll start the first one at 6, and then we'll do them in 15-minute increments.
Right.
So we'll start at 56 West Shore.
Yep. And we'll,
Actually, it would be easier to do 7 Vincent Court first on the site walk. It's off of I believe, Mr. Callahan, you're towards the River Road, or you're towards Fox Hill.
River Road to Fox Hill.
Right. So if you do Vincent Court first, then you just go down to West Shore, and then go down to Stony Point, and then go up
High
to
Street.
High Street.
Okay.
And that way you'll just kind of make a circle, oblong.
Okay. Good. All right. So first on the agenda tonight is IWC 23-4. This is 56 West Shore Drive. Jara Jensen. Am I saying your last name correctly?
Yes.
Or sorry, it's Jensen Jara.
Jensen Jara.
Jensen Jara is the applicant and owner. This is for application for regulated activities within 0 feet to 100 feet of the inland wetlands or water course. This is for a stone retaining wall, gravel drive, 2 5-stone steps going to a dock. Looks like an 8-foot by 8-foot pressure treated wood dock. 6 posts for a deck, and gravel parking area between the road and the house.
Correct.
As well as a stone paver patio on the side of the house. 2 stone walls in the front of the house. Looks like it. So a lot of stuff going on. Assessor's map 14, block 4, lot 14 in zone R30. And this is a new application in front of us. So I guess before we receive your application, could you just give us just a real quick rundown of what your project is and what you're looking to do?
Yes. This is for 56 West Shore Drive, and I'm just remodeling this house, and I'm trying to, as you described, trying to do this, type of work of the stone work on both sides of the front house, and then a gravel, just regular, just gravel parking lot. And then in the back of the house, because we have the water there, it's right, probably like 6 7 feet off the house in the back. We're trying to put another retaining wall, and then steps, like stone steps down to the water, um, to get closer to the floating dock. That's it. That's, and that's what I'm trying to get this approval.
Okay. So we have your site plan as part of your application. So when we do your site visit, um, it'll be next Thursday. If you could just be there with us, and what we'll probably just ask you to do is show us where you're placing everything, kind of where the limits of where your grading is going to be, and just kind of direct us around your property to show us exactly kind of what you're trying to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
All right. So Sherry said we would do this one second. So this will be at 6:15 p.m. next Thursday, with a rain date of 6:15 the following Thursday, which would be the 27th. So I guess before we receive the application and set a site walk, does anyone from the commission have any questions on this application? Okay. But,
I, I do, Mr. Chairman.
sure.
So he wants to build steps going down into the wetlands.
So I'm not
Is
sure
it
that there's
wetlands
actually,
or just
it's a water, it looks like a water course, Boulder
water
Lake.
course? Okay, all right.
Yes. So just to make sure of the day. So you say, when you say like if it's a raining day, it would be the 27th. Otherwise, it
27,
was
Yep. And
27.
if it ends up raining and we cancel, either Kathy or Sherry will reach out to you just to let you know that it was canceled, and we'll be coming the following week.
right. All right. So then it's gonna be the follow Thursday. I don't know what the exact day is that, but not this coming, not like tomorrow. The next
It'll
this
be
week,
Next Thursday.
Yep, the 20th.
the
The
20th.
20th.
Oh,
And then the rain date is the 27th.
27th.
right. Correct. All right, and that's gonna be the second meeting, right? Like first gonna be somewhere in
Yep.
uh
So you'll be
what-
at 6:15. At 6:15 on the
We'll see
27th
you at
or 20th.
6:15.
6:15. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
So
And the,
there's no other questions for the applicant. I'll take a motion to receive this application and set a site walk for the 20th at 6:15 with a rain date of the 27th at the same time.
I'll motion for it.
Okay. Larry makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second
I'll
it.
second it.
Okay, I heard Eddie first. Any discussion? Okay. All those voting in favor say aye. Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, Mr. Jara, we'll see you at 6:15 on the 20th at your property.
perfect. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Thank you. Okay, next one up is IWC 23-6. This is 7 Vincent Court. Michael J. Callin? I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Callahan? Or Callanan?
Callanan.
Lenan.
Callanan.
Tommy
Is the
Callanan on the
Callanan.
screen.
Sarah C. Miller is the owner. This is for an application within 50 feet of an inland wetlands or a water course. This is for a freestanding garage for vehicles and storage. This is Assessor's Map 72, Block 11, Lot 189 in the Zone R80. So again, we'll do this one first at 6 o'clock. Again, before we receive the application and officially set the date, does anyone from the commission have a question? I guess, or Mr. Callanan, would you mind just giving us a just quick brief what you're looking to do, what your project is?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's just a garage, vehicles and storage. Being self-employed in a growing family, I prefer not to have stuff over the yard and keep a tidy house. So as we continue to grow and whatnot, we just are looking to not have the house be congested with stuff, I'll say.
Okay. I see that you have a site plan that was submitted with the wetlands delineated on that site plan as well.
Yep, my surveyor flagged everything. We kind of went through um, where we could put everything, and once you see the site, you understand that this wasn't the first choice, it was kind of the only choice.
Okay. Any questions from the commission?
It says within 50 feet, Michael. How close are you gonna be?
I think the closest spot is about 6 to 7 feet from the foundation.
And it's a water course? Is it a free flowing water?
Yes, when it's dry in the summertime, obviously when it rains, it fills back up and it goes back into the conservation area and then under the driveway as it continues downland.
Okay. Any other questions from the commission?
Well, yeah, one more question.
Mhm.
So it's right now it's wetlands, right? You're gonna be within seven
No, it's
feet of the
not.
wetland. You're gonna be within 7 feet of the wetlands.
Yeah, the proposed area is not within wetlands, but we are bordering it, yes.
And then you gotta put a pad down there?
So the goal would be, as far as site work goes, the rear of the foundation, we're actually gonna, when you see it in person, you'll see we're gonna set grade for the foundation higher to almost act also as a retaining wall. And then it'll be just frost protection for the foundation, then a slab inside, typical garage style construction, and then stick framed above. So we're actually going to set the floor inside a little bit lower, just so we can have a little bit of a taller wall on the back and sides to, have extra protection. And that elevation will be set off the rear grade.
Shit, god damn
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So if there's no further questions, what we could do is I'll take a motion to receive the application and set a site walk. This will be at 6 o'clock on the 20th with the rain date of the 27th at the same time.
it. Can read later.
So anyone can take a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the application and set a site walk for 6 o'clock on 7/20th, the 23rd of the
Okay.
year. 7/20/23.
All right. Do I have
The
a
rain
second?
date of the
I'll second it.
27th. The rain date would be the 27th.
Thank you, Eddie. Mike seconds. Any discussion from the commission? Okay. All those voting in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, Mr. Callahan, we'll see you at 6 o'clock on the 20th.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night.
Third one up tonight is IWC 23-7. This is 13 Stony Point Road. Carlos Ortiz is the applicant. Petra Ortiz is the owner. This is for application for a regulated activity within 50 feet of an inland wetlands or a watercourse. This is for an addition to a building. It'll consist of adding living space as well as a bedroom space. Total addition will be 495 square feet. This is going to be Assessor's Map 33, Block 13, Lot 13, in the Zone R20. So I guess Mr. Ortiz, I see you. So can you just give us a real brief description of what you're planning to do with your project?
So I'm trying to just add on living space to the existing house itself, extending some living space and then adding on to the front of the garage to turn that into living space as well. That's pretty much it.
Okay. I see that you have a site plan in your
Yeah.
application.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions from the commission? Okay. If there's no questions, I'll take a motion to receive this application, set a site walk. This will be at 6:30 on the 20th with a rain date of the 27th at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to accept IWC 23-7 for 13 Stony Point Road. At 6:30 on July 20th, 23, and the rain date would be the 27th at 6:30. Mr. Ortiz.
Great. Thank you, Eddie.
I'll second.
Okay, Larry seconds. Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay, all those voting in favor say aye. Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, thank you, Mr. Ortiz. We'll see you on the 20th at 6:30.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Great, thank
And
you very
ma'am.
much. Okay, last one up. This is IWC 23-9. This is for a gas station at 115 High Street. David Turner is the applicant. CPD Properties 115 High Street LLC is the owner. This is for application for regulated activity within 50 feet of the inland wetlands or a water course. And this is for the replacement of 3 underground storage tanks. Assessor's map 54, block 54, lot 78 in the zone R20. Mr. Turner, are you here? Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
So I assume this is for the 3 underground storage tanks. This is for fuel storage.
That is correct. Yeah, there's 3 existing tanks that are now past their regulated life expectancy, and we'd like to remove those tanks and replace them with new tanks. Tanks are currently empty and out of service.
Okay.
Is this at Bruce Shell 115?
Yes.
Okay.
Are these tanks leaking at the moment? Or no?
No, there are a lot of things that double check that. They are just past their life expectancy.
Past their
There's
date.
no indications of contamination or leakage.
Just, I guess, something to note, Sherry, the link that's on our agenda isn't the correct
Yeah, I
link to
see
their
that now.
file. Okay.
I'll be sure to change that.
Okay. Just so that we have access to the site plan prior to a site visit next
Yep.
week.
I'll do that tomorrow.
All right. I'm good.
Any questions from the commission prior to accepting the application? Okay, so I'll take a motion to receive the application, set a site walk for the 20th. We'll do this one at
6:45.
Yep, with a rain date of the 27th.
I'd like to make a motion to accept IWC 23-9, 115 High Street. The gas station. Assessors map 54, block 54. LO 78. Zone R20. So we'll do this at site walk at 6:45 on July 20th, 23, with a rain date of the same time, 6:45 on the 27th.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. Do I have a second to Eddie's motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Any discussion? Okay, all those voting in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Turner. We'll see you at 6:45 next Thursday.
Great. Thanks for your time today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, moving along. Item agenda number 4, request of partial bond release. This was for IWC 19-011R, 48A Ironworks Road, Warren Schumack. The bond was set at $3,320 by DTC. They're requesting a partial release of $2320 by the applicant, and I guess Kathy, you're recommending an alternate number.
Yes. So I went
Okay,
out to the property. I met with Mr. Schumack at length and we walked it. There is a long driveway with wetlands and silt fence that's grown in nicely. The culvert's been done. That was also has grown in nicely, but the house has not been built yet and the septic has not been dug. And so for those reasons, that a lot of that area has the silt fence around it. And so because it's such a large piece of the property, I just felt more comfortable leaving a little bit of cushion left in the bond.
okay. Is this the one that had like the shared driveway and it was set kind of way back?
It is. It's a long driveway that's set back.
Okay, I remember this one.
So I'm confused. Why is he asking for the bond back? Or
He asked
partial
for
bond?
he asked for a
Why?
partial because the driveway is very long and there's a lot of wetlands along it and all of that the vegetation has grown in, and then he had to do a culvert and all of that has grown in and that's all been placed. So he asked if we'd be willing to give him that part. When I gave out the report, I labeled it with different colors in the in highlighters. There was the part that's grown back in, then there's the part that's still left, and I also highlighted the wetlands in different colors. So I said to him, I can recommend partial, but I'd still like to leave a good healthy amount in there for until the house is completed.
Yeah.
But I said I would, of course, leave it up to you to decide what you feel comfortable doing.
It, on the bond, it was 3220.
3320.
That's what I said, 3320. And everything grown in where he was supposed to put it in, but the
Well,
house is
again, the house
in the,
hasn't been built yet, but it's a very long driveway, so that part of it's done, and the culvert over under the driveway's done, but the septic hasn't been built yet, and the house hasn't been built. And so because that's a large portion, I want to make sure that that bond is still in place just in case. That's why there's a little discrepancy. And I talked to them about it. I mean, we had a nice conversation, and I just explained I'd feel comfortable with a little bit more cushion, and that I was going to recommend a different amount.
So
So how
it
much
would
do you
be
want to?
$1,300 left of the bond.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, Mike, what are you gonna say?
No, I mean, so it leaves you $1,300, right? 1320. All right, I guess.
Well, you can deny it or whatever you feel is comfortable doing as a commission.
Yeah, it's up to us. I mean, Kathy just makes a recommendation to us. We're the ones that are up to releasing bonds. So, any discussion?
Well,
It's
Kathy,
okay with me. I think if he's done an awful lot of work and it's, acceptable with Kathy, I think it's okay, personally.
So I remember this one. So the driveway is in, and then the house is set away from the wetlands, right?
right.
The driveway's in and the vegetation is grown. I took a lot of photos of that. The culvert's completed and there's vegetation grown in there. And then the house is, yeah, there's some silt fence there. The house is, I think it's near around it's more upland, like 70 feet, but the septic hasn't been dug. So again, I just wanted to leave a nice healthy cushion just in case.
It was the septic going near the wetlands.
Um, the There's some back there, but it's more back where the house is. If you see, I don't know if I can share it or not, but you can see, like I said, I did 3 different colors on the plan just to show the wetlands, what's been done, and then where, what's left to do, just to give you a sense of the property.
If there's wetlands there, I could agree with keeping the bond. If there's no wetlands and he filled in everything filled in nicely in
Well,
in the,
there's still areas there where he's going to be, within range. That's why I'm not releasing it completely, because there still needs to be some oversight.
okay.
I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't get the bond back till he's complete 100%, but
Do you know what his schedule is? I mean, this was an application we approved in 2019.
He explained to me that it's been difficult getting workers. He said they actually put out an advertisement for 25 an hour and they didn't get any applicants. And with COVID too, so he's just trying to get it done. But he said it's been very difficult to get laborers.
Okay. Up to you guys.
How you do this, Mike? What's your feel on it? Not giving it back or
my
giving it back?
feeling is my feeling is that he gets it back when he's done. I mean,
That's what we did for that
it's
other
not a
one,
lot.
Kathy.
It's
Remember?
not a lot of money. I mean, it's $3,200 or $3,300. It's not like it's 33,000.
Right,
I
like
mean,
that other
it's
one. We had one.
$3,300. It's nothing.
Scott will attest to this. We had one. The bond was so high, it was unreal. It was ridiculous, and that's
Yeah,
when our chairman decided to set. We came up with different prices, but $3,300 is really nothing.
no,
Right.
yeah, I agree with Mike. We've phased bonding back, especially for the development at the old high school. I think we
Mm-hmm.
even lowered the amount that they asked back, but that had, I think that was like a $15,000 bond that we had held for that property.
Neary
So
too, remember, sir? That was like 13,000, and that
yeah,
house,
so
remember the house? That house
yeah,
was like,
I mean, I personally am okay partial releasing, but with such a low amount, it doesn't leave us a lot in the contingency fund in case, he could walk away and just stop work, and it has been since 2019. So
Yeah.
I would agree that I'd be okay not releasing any of the bond until the project's complete.
We can do
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I
It's
guess
not a lot of
anything
money.
needs to be by motion. Somebody wants to make a motion, we could talk about it.
I'll make a motion because it's so minimal. I mean, to not return the bond
Okay.
until the job's done.
Okay.
At least
Do I
to
have
the
a second?
septic thing.
I'll second that.
Mike seconds.
Maybe
Okay.
can we reword that, Eddie move to hold the release of to hold the bond as is with no partial release? Is that
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Eddie
Because
move
it's
to,
so minuscule.
And Mike
I mean, like
seconds.
the ones that our beloved chairman had, we had $15,000 on one house, 13,000 on another place that were way out of whack. Now he's got everything into a format. So
So maybe we could say until the work is complete and we've passed another growing season or something.
yes,
To
Okay.
substantial completion and
completion.
stabilization. It's really as soon
Yeah.
as their yard is stabilized.
so until substantial completion.
And stabilization. Okay.
Okay. So all those voting in favor of denying the release partial
We need a
bond?
second first.
It was
I'll
Florio.
second.
Mike seconded,
Gloria?
I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we were in discussion. Okay. Any further discussion? All those voting in favor of denying the partial release of the bond, say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay. So denied the release of partial bond. Okay, on to item agenda number 5, administrative review. And
Okay.
Kathy's report this week.
Not this guy
So,
again. Are you kidding me?
so 15 backs here. I went out there. I asked Abby Pearsall, our town planner, to go with me because I really wanted a second pair of eyes. The wood chips have been removed. The problem is that the site is not stabilized. So I'm going to talk with the engineer for the applicant because he requested that I ask the commission to, or that I close the violation. I'm not comfortable with it. I really feel that it needs to be stable. It's not, and I really think we need to do more to stabilize the site. I'm not sure if I should bring it back to the commission and have you all take a look at it, or if I should try to impose some sort of conditions on there. I have a feeling the engineer's going to disagree with me, but I just don't feel it's a stable site.
Is
It
there just
wasn't
no,
stable with the wood chips.
But
is there
it's
any
even
veg-
more unstable now. It's when you go down on it, it's mostly dirt, but it's just straight down, and you can see where things are, falling, and then it's hard to imagine without seeing it. I don't know if maybe I don't know what your thoughts are on maybe having another site walk for completion. But I have some concerns, and I just in my gut I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel it's safe to close it out the way it is.
I have one question for you. Remember you requested scale tickets or tickets, how many loads they took out of there?
Mhm.
How many did you end up with?
We did get tickets. We got copies of them, and they're in the file. If you'd like to see them, we can.
How
Sherry, are
many?
they part of that application file? Do we have a number of them? I know we've put them in the file
There's
with
a
the
number of
violation,
them. I didn't total it.
but we do have them
Approximately
at
how many loads?
I don't remember without, but they're up. They're on open.
with the violation.
They're with the violation. No, sorry, no, they're not. They're with the application for the removal of the wood chips, and I
Okay,
believe that's OpenGov
It should
Kathy,
be.
remember what I
viewpoint.
told you where they went?
Yeah, I do.
They
I
went
do.
right. They went from one house right around the corner to another house.
Well, I haven't seen that with my own eyes, so I can't prove anything like that. But
Like,
I'm just saying I don't feel this site is stable, and I don't feel comfortable closing the violation under these circumstances.
so is it just not stable, or like was his property not stable to begin with? Because
So
we
I
asked
never,
them to basically put it back the way that it was.
yeah, I mean, I never saw it before, the wood chips, but when I went out there with Abby, she said the same thing. She said, Kathy, I think, because originally he asked for a retaining wall, and that's sort of how some of this began, was I said, well, what kind of retaining wall? What will it be for? Where will it be placed? And that's when I originally asked for wetlands delineation. And that's when he said, I'm going to be putting down some wood chips. And I said, wait a minute, what kind of, how many wood? And that's how all of this came to be. But she said, it almost would be best to have a retaining wall or something to add some stabilization to the site. So it is a little complicated. I'm not sure how you want me to proceed with it. I technically I could close it in that the wood chips are gone, but I'm also concerned about the wetlands and everything's gonna come tumbling down. And
dude,
God bless you,
with
it's
all
not
with all
stable.
due respect, I've been out there quite a few times, and that because you wanted me to write the report and go out there and look at that, look at this.
Mhm.
I got the report of the burning. There's no way in heck that you can make stabilize that. It's all it's very rough terrain, and then it goes down, crosses, and it was about 50 feet, 60 feet away from a water course. But he, if and that, I think that's back to the natural site like you were asking, Mr. Chairman, if you went back to the natural way it was before, it wasn't stable before. And that's
Mm.
why I think he was doing this. Um, the only way to do that is to drive in metal posts into the to the to the
The
what do you call it?
piers.
Yeah, drive in and then build on that way. But there's no way to stabilize that. That's my belief. You know,
He has pretty much cleaned up everything that you've asked him to, right?
The wood chips are I think they're pretty much gone. And Abby said too, she said I wouldn't ask him to remove any more because she said I think that'll make the site even more unstable. Because he did remove pretty much all of them. But she agreed. She just said, I'm not comfortable either. I said, I just want to make sure this isn't just my opinion. And she said, no, I'm in agreement with you. I mean, I can certainly ask her for her thoughts and share them with you. But I just have some concerns. So
Well, in my opinion, I've been out there a couple of times, but the the main concern really, I think, is the beach that's next up, like a private beach next door. So
yes.
that's going to be the thing that's affected. And in order to retain the cleanliness and beauty of that beach, you're probably going to have to think about that. There's something's going to have to be more, solid, next to it, just to prevent something from eroding the beach.
and the stream down below the house, because that's what we were worried about, is everything's going to run into that stream.
Right.
Well,
I
if you'd
mean,
like, I mean, I
they
can,
walk back there. That's a long.
yeah,
You know,
I can
running
ask
back
Abby
a long
for
way down.
some thoughts, and I can have, her prepare maybe some sort of a statement to share with you all about ideas or suggestions or just thoughts about the situation, if you think that would be helpful.
Or sometimes even a fence. I mean, there's really no protection for anyone going back there. You're going
That's,
down.
yeah. So would that be okay if I asked her to, because I mean, we went out together, and I'd be happy to have her put together something, and I can bring it to the next meeting as just some discussion points.
There's really, I'm Larry. You do this for a living, so does Mike. There's really no
Yes.
easy way to stabilize that.
Well, I'd have to go look at it and see where, first of all, maybe that was what the owner was intending on doing in the
It
first
was.
place. But of course he went about it the wrong
Yeah.
way probably. But
Yeah.
maybe it's an issue where the town might throw some sandbags all up on there, just to
Haven't seen it, so I
preventive,
don't know.
until something's decided on it, or until, maybe, I think talking to somebody else is pretty much, I don't know how the business is done all the time in Clinton, but Ed knows and Kathy knows much more than I do, and Sherry knows. But there are options you can do. But sandbagging something would help if you had burlap bags. You can do sort of a retainer that's not too much costly. Not too cost. It'll be cost effective, but
I
it
see what
would
Kathy's doing.
temporarily stabilize it.
That'll
Anyways,
stabilize it, and that just
I mean,
even an
I can have Abby,
orange bench in front of that, Kath, and you could do an
yeah, I
orange.
can have her, I know she has a relationship with our town engineer too, just to, maybe run it by him and see what he thinks, and then come back to you with some sort of a report or statement or something, just to share that with you. And then if you want me to close it out, I can, or if you want me to consider anything that's suggested, we can do that too.
The only thing I'm saying is like if he purchased that property and it's back the way it was before, and you got rid of the wood chips, to make him do anything else, I think I'd take into Larry's consideration that the town is that concerned, let them do the sandbags because I don't think you can make someone change the contour of their land because you're worried about if it's back to where it was before, he
Yeah,
had 20 loads of wood chips back there.
I agree.
So I mean, you can't really make him do all that
Right.
work.
I hear you.
I'm just saying
All
And
that's
right,
what
my
well,
about
opinion.
the private beach? Is there an association over there that could
Yeah,
there
they
is.
contribute to something like that?
There's a Boulder Lake tax district, and I know they have concerns, and they've contacted me multiple times.
they were more
So,
concerned about the fire. That's why Kathy had me write
yeah,
a
as the burning official.
code. I
Um,
did the code as a burning official. They wanted to
so
put a cap over it.
let me, I mean, I wasn't going to close it right yet anyway before I, felt comfortable. So why don't I have a report for you for the next meeting, and then we can, and then I can go about it with your blessing, and, we'll figure that out. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
I can't
Yeah.
believe we're still talking about this.
I
Well,
have
it,
no
it
problem with you talking to anybody about it before the next meeting, just to get some ideas and stuff,
Yeah, and it
if we
took a
have a
long
different
time to get
route.
the property owner to do the remediation. I think that was the big
Yeah.
issue. Long time. And then Blaine Avenue, that violation did get remediated. I went out to that property multiple times with Rich Snarsky and Mike Ott, who's the engineer. It looks really good. The last step is just getting that as built. I actually talked to Mike Ott today, and I talked to Bob Doan on Friday, and they said they're going to be working on the survey. I've been in touch with the property owner. They just have to get that actually done, but we're hoping to get that done soon, and then that can be officially done. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I do have another violation that came across my desk. It's on Grove Way. I contacted Kevin Zawoy, who's sort of my counterpart with Deep for tidal wetlands. This appears that it could be potentially tidal and inland. So he's going to send a notice of noncompliance to the property owner. And then he's asked me to do the same. And then it'll be upon the property owner to have it delineated to see if it's tidal and wetland or what kind of wetlands are back there. What happened was the property owner lives in the beach area, and they've basically mowed down all of the vegetation and planted this tremendously huge garden and put up all kinds of fencing and everything, and so they're not supposed to do that. And a neighbor came in and was very concerned, and so
Only if you use
Kevin,
an excavator.
yeah, so Kevin issued a notice right away. So I already took pictures and I went out and did an inspection, so I'm in the process of writing up a violation for that one. um, and I had another call about another one, but unfortunately I can't see it from the road. The yard has a slight incline. I had heard I might send out a letter just asking, or a gentle reminder. There were some accusations of ATV use in the wetland area back there. Um, but other than that, I think I've been inundated with a lot of other types of violations, but I think for wetlands, that's pretty much all I've got going right now.
Thank you, Kathy.
Welcome.
On to correspondence. So it looks like we've had one correspondence for this month. It was a notice for pesticide application, a notification to DEEP for 7 Silverbrook Lane. It looks like they were planning to spray that today. Item agenda number 7, old business. I don't believe we have any old business to discuss. At least I don't. Anybody else?
They got
No.
some new business.
Okay, item agenda 8, new business. Go ahead, Eddie.
Well, I found out there's money available for the beaver deceivers. So, Kathy, you're probably privy to all the information. Liberty Street is not working again because it's blocked. They went behind the one that we had installed, and then the Florios have um, beaver deceivers that have to go up. How do these people get their money? How do they fix this? How do they rectify the problem they have up there?
I thought you just said I'm confused, Eddie. Did you say you had business asking the question, or that you had
Well,
business announcing that there was money?
there's money available for beaver
Yes.
deceivers. Okay. So how do people
Oh,
go around?
I thought you were
No.
making an announcement about it. So if I mean, I don't know, there are grant monies available. This woman, Diane Honer, who does it, she has grant money available through her organization.
Okay. I wanted Mike to know. I don't know if Mike, you knew about this.
He
No, I knew
does.
about it, but I don't think she thinks I need the money, so I don't know. But it's $2,000 a deceiver. We have to get 2 in, so that's 4,000.
Right. And then the one on Liberty Street, can that be fixed?
You'd have to
That
call her and
wasn't
have her
done by
come
her.
out.
What's
Yeah,
that?
she didn't do that one. She didn't do that one.
They'd have to call her as the property owner and invite her to come onto their, so because private property,
That was
they would they would have to
that
invite
was
her onto their property.
what's his name? Mike Hood had right.
So,
So
right,
they
what
want the
happened?
I was talking to Bob Campanello and I asked him how his yard is looking, and he says the water really started going down and then it went back up again. It's
Right.
back because the beavers decided to jump over and start another dam.
So I guess that the situation would be to find out where the dam is, because the last time the land trust said that they would take care of it, but then they said it really wasn't on their property, but because they already had said they would do it, they followed through. So it would be figuring out whose property the dam is located on, and then that property owner would need to give permission for her to go onto their property.
They already went out there, according to Bob Campanero, and they were
Oh,
out there right away. I don't know, you probably knew, right? They went out there
so
right away.
Diane Honer is the representative. So what I did was I had gone to a professional conference and I overheard two women talking about this man in Fairfield County, and I contacted him, and he said he trains people with these beaver deceivers. So Diane Honer was the person who was certified in Chester. So I have all of her information in the office. I got her hooked up with Mike Florio, and she does them. But there are other organizations that do them, and there is grant money. She said she has some herself, and I know the other woman who got the beaver deceiver through approved through, or as an as of right non-regulated activity permit. She's also applying for grant money through Diane.
Okay.
But if you want, Eddie, offline, I can get you that information.
It's fine. Bob was just telling me what we were just talking, and he told me that the water is going back up. There's millions of gallons, and you
Yeah.
saw the devastation, all those trees.
Yeah, as staff, I mean, I don't want to like act like I'm selling someone services. I know that she does this professionally, but
No,
I
no,
know there's
no,
probably others
no.
too. But I know that she is trained to do it and she has certification. So, and she does have a grant program.
We appreciate it. I mean,
So,
you know,
well, if you want more information, just let me know and I'll be happy to forward it to you.
thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
All right.
Item agenda number 9, chair's comments. I don't have any comments for tonight. So with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Make it
So
first. See you later. Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, second. Do I got a second?
I'll,
I'll second
I'll
it.
say it.
Okay, Mike second. All those voting in
I'll
favor
second
say
it.
aye.
Aye.
I'll second.
All right, voting in favor say aye to adjourn. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank
We'll see
Good
you
night,
next
everybody.
Thursday.
you.
Thank you,
Yeah, see you
guys.
the Thursday.
Thursday the 20th.